Hi everybody, Wildman Wes here, and welcome to Day 7 of the 12 Days of Christmas movie reviews. Today, we're going from our last movie about a Satan-spawned Santa Claus to the 1959 international film Santa Claus vs. Satan. Most of you might know this movie from the TV series Mystery Science Theater 3000. I actually took the liberty of watching it without the riff track, and I got to admit, I do kind of miss it without the riff track, but it is an interesting film nonetheless without. So, I'm going to give you a very, very basic rundown of the film. The film starts off with Santa Claus in his workshop, getting things ready for Christmas, looking around the world, seeing where kids are, whether they're being good and whether they're being bad. Also on the other side of the spectrum, we go down to the 7th layer of hell, where we have a little devil known as Pitch, who has to stop Santa Claus by orders of Lucifer himself before midnight, otherwise he will be punished. So he goes around the world trying to look for children that can be naughty. He finds 3 little street urchins that decide that they're going to not like Santa Claus because he never gives them anything. And so, it's not his, it's not their, his fault that they're not getting anything because they've been bad all their lives. Also, there's a little girl named Lupita that is always wanting a doll, but unfortunately, due to the fact that her family is poor, she doesn't know if she will ever get one, and she's been good all the time. She even gets manipulated by Pitch to steal a doll. However, she knows better and gets rid of it. Santa happens to notice this and wants to make sure that she gets what she deserves in the end. Also, there is a young boy that comes from a rich family, but his parents are not around as much as he would hope them to be because of the fact that they're busy working and they're busy going out all the time. And Santa notices this as well, and he wants to make sure that he helps that little boy spend more time with his parents as possible. So throughout all this, Pitch is battling Santa to try to make sure that he can't deliver all of his toys on time to the children before midnight. There's back and forths, there's, battles in the house. I mean, at one point, Pitch tries to steam up a doorknob to, a la Home Alone. I mean, I honestly think a lot of these traps that happen in Santa Claus vs. Satan, I do believe Home Alone took notes on this movie for when Kevin McAllister is fighting off the goons, or, the burglars, And, well, just to wrap things up, Santa succeeds, barely escaping the law at one point, not knowing that Santa is actually, real and delivering presents. He makes it back by midnight, and Pitch is defeated and has to go back to hell to suffer his punishment. The movie, it's not bad. I know I say that a lot lately, but I mean, it's, for the time that the movie was made and also being international, there's a lot of good things about this. There's a good story. There's a good message about being good and not doing bad things. Not necessarily because of getting presents. It's more or less it's just, being a good person. Don't do stupid things, It's not that hard. Now, and just the concept of like the little boy who has everything that he could possibly want because his family is rich. He just wants to spend more time with his family. Obviously, there's that's not necessarily the case a lot nowadays. I mean, back then, maybe so. I'm not sure. If you disagree with me on that one, leave a comment in the section below, and I'll be sure to talk with you a little bit more because hey, sometimes generation gaps can be confusing. Speaking of that, now we go on to something that I am totally against right now. The beginning of the movie, when Santa is in his workshop at the North Pole, there are kids from all over the world that are helping him, and oh my god, it is so racist. It is. It's very stereotypical. I mean, they talk about the kids from Africa, and you see one with a bone sticking out of his nose doing, it's like the full yabangi going on. I was like, what's going on here? I mean, even like, and the kids from Mexico are singing La Cucaracha, and I mean, it's just, everything about it just screams just stereotypes, and that bugged me. And the only other thing that really bugs me but that's not necessarily, you know, the people who made the movie's fault. It's more or less dubbing, because I said this movie did come from Spain, and it did get redubbed with an English cast, and a lot of the lines and dialogue are very corny and just, you know, and that's why this movie was used for Mystery Science Theater 3000, and God bless those people for making a riff track for this movie, because it's well deserved. So, going on to the grade for this, I'm not going to grade it via MST3K riff track style. I'm going by the movie itself. I will take into consideration the message of the movie and also the concept of some of the stereotypes from the time, meshing them together. I'm going to have to give this one a solid C. I'll give it a solid C. The movie, like I said, it's got a good message, and the story is straightforward. It's just some of these things, just they really just. And from the beginning of the movie all the way to the beginning of the movie right there alone, it makes you laugh, but at the same time you feel bad for laughing. And then the dialogue through the dubbing, yeah, it kind of, you get bored a little bit once in a while. So, but at least it's a passing grade, right? Well, we hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure that you like, share, and as always, push that red button. Push that little red button with your finger. And don't forget to ring that bell for instant notifications on Dragonfire Entertainment. And if there's anything you want to see in the near future going into 2020, hey, there's a comment section below. Type on it. We've gotten some people using it lately, and I'm so thankful for that. Bless you. And also, speaking of that, moving on into 2020, there are a lot of small channels that may not make it due to a possible YouTube purge that has been threatened lately. I mean, whether it's true or not, I mean, people have been scared. So, in this time of the year, in this season of giving, make sure that you look at a lot of small channels and content creators and give them some support. Give them a little subscribe. Hit that red button for them too, you know, because otherwise this community is going to fall apart. And isn't what community is all about? Helping each other? I mean, honestly, it is a season. So let's join hands and do that. What do you say? Do it for me? That would be my Christmas present. That's what I want for Christmas this year. I don't need anything else. I just want people to be together and happy. So other than that, I'm Wildman Wes, and we're going to be doing something a little different for day 8 of the 12 Days of Christmas movie reviews. See you soon.